Have you been sunning under a viaduct?
Yes. It's called SPF 50, and me with my skin, I definitely need it. And especially in New Zealand and in Australia, the strength of the sun is more present.
Is it the strength of the sun or maybe the lack of the ozone layer?
Yes, that. So the strength of the sun is more present, is what I said. So that makes sense.
That makes sense.
So that's why I do have a little tan. For the viewers, this is as far as it'll go with me, but I'm usually more white than this.
Yeah, like this.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. We look. You look healthy. We look kind of like producers in a dungeon.
Rained out.
Yeah, exactly. We did get rained out. You've been gone for a long time.
Yes, I've been on holiday for a month with my family to Australia and New Zealand. And I can recommend it to everybody. But as I just told Joey before, I wouldn't recommend flying that long with a 15-month-old.
Rookie mistake.
But then again, it's too, like I also said, it's two times of a not so fun day, and you get a whole month of an amazing holiday. So it's definitely worth it.
That's what they always say about children, hè? Krijgt er zoveel voor terug, jongen.
Yeah, you get much back for it. That is true. But yeah. No, it was really fun and really good to completely shut off and not think about work, as in
Ralph.
about releasing music. I missed you guys, so I missed the podcast.
That was what I was waiting for. We missed you too, man.
Yeah, man.
I
Danik
missed
didn't
you a
even
lot.
come close. Hey, screw that guy.
I just the moment I saw the glasses on Ralph, I felt right back at home, like the glasses with the one thing missing.
Hey, you know what it's also really convenient for? If you're laying in bed and you need your glasses to watch something, you can lie down on your pillow, no problem, you know?
It's an invention. I do
All I hear
see
is a
you.
business model.
I do see you in 6 pixels again.
It's
so
not all about business, money, blah, 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 blah. It's about passion, man.
But do you take those glasses with you at home?
No, I always have them here, but I just lay down every now and then. Fuck it. No, that's not true.
Siestas.
finding inspiration in the studio.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey, this is my $1 million text.
$1 million text.
Yeah, it's the Mr. Manager. Ah, that's a good
Confirmed? Everything confirmed?
I'm being kept in the dark here.
No, actually, kurwa dobrze. That's what I type now for all Polish fans. For the not Polish fans, that means hell yeah. No, it's about a top line. They didn't want to work with us. They wanted to find a higher caliber of artist, which is all fine by me. That's how it works. But now, after we did a pitch anyway, they do want to work with us. So, hell yeah.
Amazing.
Quality wins.
Yeah, sometimes you make an effort without knowing where it will come. And if you're, I was really convinced that we could make a cool track out of it. So, more on that later.
So at first they said no, thank you. You decided to go for it anyway, and now they say let's go.
Yeah,
that's motivation.
No. After we did a pitch of how it could be, you know.
Oh, a pitch. And what does a pitch mean? Like, do you send a small snippet?
We send in a demo of 1.5 minutes of how we envisioned what we would do with that top line, and they liked it so much that they said, "Fuck the big names. We work with Rav Marlon of Bassjackers, you know."
Bassjackers.
With the tiny guys.
Well, yeah. I mean, relatively. We're not the biggest streaming names. I know. I'm totally aware of where we stand. So,
who would you say is bigger?
Huh?
Who would you say, if they talk about bigger names, what kind of names would they talk about?
Oh man, I mean, you have the AAA listers. Everybody wants to pitch to the Tiestos and the Guettas of the world. They're the kings. And then you have the lesser, the princes, the senators. And then you have streaming names like Rehab, Robin Schulz, Felix Schahn. I don't know what that kind of guys. Jonas Blue. Man, there's gazillions. And I mean, we're more like club people anyways. We more festival providers than streaming stuff. Although you do see the trend that's faster music and also more harder music gets listened to quite a lot. I mean, our numbers are on Spotify. I'm really proud of those and I'm really happy with it. So
with streaming, you mean?
Yeah.
I mean, relatively, you're a big streaming artist, but you see it relatively as a small streaming artist. I think that's, to me, you are a big streaming artist.
Oh, that's nice of you to
there's
say.
Always
but
there's always a level higher, so I think you
yeah, definitely.
should always compare also to the people below you and be like, hey, wait a minute. But I think it's good to be realistic as well. You know exactly where you stand. But what is awesome is that this time round they switched. The big artist
Well,
was
yeah,
like,
in my opinion, they chose quality,
yeah,
and which is really cool. I mean, the expectance is still if they could land another artist who has better numbers, they would get more streams. But it's nice also that there are writers that also look at the quality and they just want to make cool music, and that they have trust in you to do so is it's one of the biggest compliments there is. So
would you say
yeah.
that's more of a trend as of late again?
I don't know. Depends on which music. I think some music is the relatively new hypes. I think nowadays some of the tech house records are pretty basic, but it's hyping music genres. So you get away with just a good idea without the quality. Also, the same goes with a lot of the hard techno, which is, in my opinion, not evolved yet. You get away with good ideas and don't deliver on the quality yet. Yeah, and you have to deliver more quality in the genres that are less of a hype. Yeah, then the people are really choosing quality most of the times. But of course, a good idea is always, without a good idea, it's just always crap.
Yeah. Well, I guess this gives hope to a lot of starting artists, you know, like you can have a really good idea and then the vocalist might think again and hear it and be like, hey, it's gonna be a
and
collab.
it's looking at music in such a different way. Yeah? I mean, people, if you have a good 30 to 45 seconds, that's it. That's what you need. And the rest of the track, I see a lot of big tracks having, in my opinion, weird arrangements.
Yep.
And they get away with it because they have such dope ideas.
Yeah.
And
This happens when something, in my opinion, blows up in Spotify. I have this, and then you're like, hey, that's cool. I'm gonna find the whole track. And then you're like, is this the whole track? And then it starts really weird. And then you enter like, oh, here's the 15 seconds that actually made it.
yeah.
And that's like a really cool part. And then the rest you're just like, what did I just listen to?
It's TikTok,
Yeah.
the way of consuming music. And but yeah, it also gives you opportunities. And again, it's cool to look in a different way to music. And yeah, it's how the world works. Darwinism, man, gotta just evolve.
I've got a couple of things that I wanted to talk about today.
Well, good luck with that.
Which are a few community questions. So people from the Discord who put in questions, which I think has been 3 weeks ago. But since Job is back now, I think we can start delivering.
We have our wisdom back.
Exactly. So we'll get back to that in, let's say, 15 minutes. But first, I wanted to give you 2 news items.
Oh, here we go.
And I want to know your opinion on those topics. First is Are you aware of the fact that Coldplay presents a sustainability report every year, I believe?
I wasn't aware, but I do know they do a lot by train, and they want to minimize
Yeah.
their CO2 print and everything. I think, and I also have the idea that it's not really greenwashing. I always have a lot of idea that a lot of artists are doing greenwashing, or not even artists, also companies. But I can remember that Chris Martin also in his private life does a lot to minimize his footprint, and that's actually what I even like more about a person.
If you go to sustainability.coldplay.com, you can actually see the whole, let's say, vision, and you can also download the report. But
Okay.
it's pretty big. It's also pretty nicely set up visually. But the way how they present it and how in depth they thought about it, I was pretty impressed, I must say.
Yeah, man, I respect that kind of stuff a lot.
Yeah,
I
like
think, yeah,
thinking about travel, for example, they've divided it into topics like fans, power, CO2 emissions, stage show, travel, waste, water,
Yeah, this is
merchandise,
I'm looking at it now. It looks really
food,
like, hey, this is what we
transparency.
use per show. This is
Exactly.
what we've reduced.
So they
Nice.
they give out like a report I think it's every year, where they show what their in this case their Spheres World Tour has done in sustainability. Do you think this is going to become a thing in the music industry, that it becomes, let's say, a unique selling point or something that the audience is going to demand?
I don't think so.
No, I don't think so either.
I would like to see that it is, but if I see how people or what's important on the socials, like the TikTok and Instagram people, the influencers, man, they travel all over the world. They chase the sun. They're eating just like it doesn't make a difference of what they eat, and don't think I would like to see it otherwise. Also, for speaking for ourselves, we don't promote it at all, but we're really aware of our footprint. Marlon being a touring artist, flying quite a lot. There's no alternative for the flying part yet, so it's something we do, but we try to minimize the footprint elsewhere. We have no meat or fish policy in the studio. We try to do it differently eating wise. We're powered here with 30 solar panels. You can still have a debate of it being better than or not, but we believe so. It's an effort we make. Let's put it like that. We do also have every compartment has its own heating stuff. So when we're not in the community room, there's no heating there unless we're going to have a lunch there. Then we start heating it up. So we try to minimize the use of energy and try to think a little bit different about food. Although Marlon in his private life, he likes to eat a lot of meat, and that's also fine. But yeah, we try to still be a little bit aware of it.
You
I
only
think
eat
it's
meat at my place.
I think it's
Yeah, and I
cool
do
that
eat meat at your place because I love it.
Yeah.
I'm also not against eating meat, but I think we should be aware that it's not. It's a really special and it's a privilege to eat it instead of our right to eat it. I think that makes a difference as well.
Mm.
I think it's cool that Coldplay does this because they're on such a big scale and they do so many shows. So if they save something, they can, in a way, actually make a difference and bring out that message to all the millions of fans. And I think it's really good. But I don't think that the fans really like they care if they hear it. So like, hey, if I see this and I like Coldplay, so I'm like, hey, this is actually pretty cool. But if I would go to a Coldplay concert, I wouldn't be concerned at all. But then if I then heard like, or see in the front of the stadium like a sign like, hey, we've saved this many trees or whatever, then I'm like, oh, that's pretty cool, and then you're made aware of it. But I think this is something that has to come from the the bands or artists themselves.
Yeah.
It's something that I don't think the audience really cares for. It's really
The thing I
difficult to
do
make that a
kind of
thing.
don't like about this stuff is that they actually get marketing over the back of the climate and climate change or just a CO2 print,
Yeah, yeah.
whatever.
Look at us doing so good. A bit of that.
That's the thing. They're
Yeah.
still polluting, you know. But although I gotta say, still kudos to them to try to do it in a different way. But what would, in my opinion, help more is that I would like to see the artist actually making sacrifices in their private life to have the. I mean, I still see people. I mean, for us,
Taylor Swift.
we only take the plane to go on holiday to Spain like once a year. I think that's enough, you know. Yeah, you shouldn't be like, oh, it's winter now, I'm free, let's fly to I don't know where.
Australia.
Yeah, no, but where?
Australia.
Australia. Yeah, well, but you do it and you have your family over there as well, which you think, and it's not a structural thing. I mean, we're all, not all saints. Let's not act like that. But for me, and you don't get marketing over the back of nature. Let's say it like that. But if you do promote it, let's also look at your private life. What's the sacrifice you make? Show people how it's easier to make a difference in your private life, because for most of the people, hey, it's nice that Coldplay does, but they also have the means. But what does it mean for you as a private person? I mean, you don't have the means. You don't have the means. You gotta make ends meet. You know, you gotta work. You have your problems. You have bigger stuff to worry about. But if you then show, let's say, Chris Martin, like, hey guys, this is how I do this, and it makes a big difference and only asks a little bit of you, that's better to see. I would like to see that, because if Chris Martin in his private life goes hunting bears and I don't know what, and by helicopter, yeah, then it doesn't mean shit, you know?
Shooting bear, shooting bears
Random.
from a
Quite an extreme
helicopter.
example, I know.
And pretty tough one.
Yeah.
So
Well, I
Okay,
think it's
he
it's
goes by a helicopter and
the,
then
the
kills bears barehanded.
the
yeah,
best sustainable solution for Coldplay would be not to tour. I mean, that would save a lot of.
yeah, but
uh,
I think that raises up the question:
No, but I don't think you should.
what is entertainment worth? As in,
this is
we
a good
still need
question.
entertainment, and as humans,
Yeah.
so what are we willing to sacrifice in order to
Yeah.
have stuff like that? And I think,
No, and it's also nice that they promote it and they try to look at ways that it's more sustainable. I
yeah,
mean, for all the other artists that have the same means, why not copy their MO or maybe improve it? I mean, you have to start somewhere. So it's good anyway,
Yeah.
but it's not gonna make a difference like eh, in a bigger picture. For that,
I do.
it's about what Michael Jackson sung, because he's a fucking genius. It's about the man in the mirror.
Yeah, I do
Mhm.
think. I was of course joking a little bit when I said they can also just not do the tour. Because what I also like is the thought of like, hey, let's say we're all flying and we're trying to reduce flying. I kind of disagree with we should reduce flying. I think we should make ways or find a way that flying becomes better for the environment, or at least less bad. Maybe some sort of new revolutionary fuel or whatever. Because I have the idea that people are always gonna fly and are always gonna just hey they always gonna want the cheap options. It's like, hey, if
Yeah, but it's not only
um
that. Why not scratch business and first class? You can fit in a lot more chairs in one flight, and you can
because
save up
it
the
still
number
needs
of
to be,
flights.
yeah, but you still need to make profit on flights. I think that's
They
also a
make enough
thing where
profits, man.
yeah, well,
well,
that's the thing where I think it that also must be sustainable. That part of the whole equation. Let's say there still needs to be a profit in order for people to
Let's
and a
say
good
private
profit
flights. They're like
the
one of the worst polluters ever.
but people are gonna make them. So there
Yeah,
needs to
okay,
be a
but still
solution
there's
for that.
no, because I kind of like the call for more tax on that, because still the gasoline they use, kerosene, then it's not taxed, which I think is so
I heard
weird.
Taylor Swift only to they calculated it only to see her boyfriend last year. She the amount of emission that has caused just by wanting to see her boyfriend in between tours is like beyond any logical scale.
What love
Yeah.
can do.
Yeah, but then again, there's always going to be so many. Like if you're very rich, there's always going to be very rich people that just don't give a shit and they
Yeah.
want to be at that location tonight, so they're gonna fly private. So then we
Yeah.
need
But then you need
yeah
to
we
tax
need
it
to
accordingly so you can make up for the
yeah, but
damage
that's not a
done. Why
long
not?
term solution. I think long term you need to work out a way so that we can travel more sustainable.
New
Also,
technology.
yeah, new technology.
So that's where you can use the tax dollars. That's also a problem. They don't
Yeah,
use it for
yeah.
that, but it could be a way.
We'll park it here because we will otherwise be going to a rabbit hole. Oh, Ralph. Dude.
Rolf,
back,
you were
right?
cut off. Yeah,
Yo,
but your sound is
Yeah, I saw myself go out, and they were
your
still
mic,
at the same.
wrong.
your mic clipped out again.
Kurva.
Also, exactly at that time, we go down the rabbit hole, and Rolf was like, "Yeah." Bish, gone.
Unbelievable.
I'm always like, yeah.
The next
True.
topic I
I
wanted
think I have to leave and come back.
Yeah, because you
think
can't
so, 'cause
change
your
your
sound.
mic settings.
Come on, Riverside, fix it, man.
Unbelievable.
Every time the same.
Next time it's his birthday, I'm gonna give him a microphone because this is just not working.
That's horrible.
Next thing I wanted to throw up is, have you seen about the AI project from Reinier Zonneveld?
Yes, I saw either a TikTok or a post on that. I thought
Probably TikTok.
I thought it was a joke at first. I'm like, he's joking because in his videos I never know whether to take him seriously or not, to be honest. But I think they really built a tool that can help.
Yeah,
that can make
for
music.
the ones listening who don't know what we're talking about, Reinier Zonneveld has created an AI model, which is called R2, and that model is programmed, educated by studying 2,000 hours of his music. So, as you might know, you can train AI models to learn how to behave. And he learned his model by showing him his music of 2,000 hours. So he's back. Yeah,
He's back.
we're
Guess
talking.
who's
We were
back?
talking about
Back
Reinier
again.
Zonneveld, his AI tool.
Yeah, have you seen about that, Ralph?
Yeah, he's gonna do a back-to-back with his AI tool, right?
Yeah, exactly. So what he built is a tool that is trained on 2,000 hours of his own music, and now the plan is to do a live concert in collaboration with that tool, because that tool can produce music in real time.
That's pretty cool.
Pretty amazing, right? Like he can just say something to that thing, like create a hard techno track of 130 BPM with a happy melody or whatever, and then the thing just makes it in real time. What the fuck?
Yeah, maybe it works. Maybe he's obsolete then.
But aside from that, if it works or not, what would be what are your opinions about it? Is this a good thing? Is this just a fun thing to try out and it will disappear? Or
For me, this is at this point a gimmick, but I think you need these kind of gimmicks to see for other people to see what's possible with it, and then other people get creative again. So there will be like these kind of happenings that's like, oh, this will be the next big thing, but then it takes some more years of either developing or finding an actual use for AI in music production, I guess. Like maybe there's a company that sees Reinier Zonneveld do this, and there's a company that built plugins, and they see it and they're like, hey, wait a minute, we can do something similar, but we'll build it for FL Studio or for Ableton. So I think it's like, this is very gimmicky, I think, but it can trigger a lot of like creativity and thus business or actual use for the thing. So yeah.
Okay.
And maybe Apple will see it and be like, okay, we take that, but we build it so that people actually want to use it.
Okay.
But yeah, I don't see other than maybe making music in the studio, I don't really see another use for it yet. So the live aspect doesn't, for me, isn't really interesting, but that's maybe just my taste.
I'm also not sure how he is going to use it, as in a collaboration with a live set. Like, is he going to ask that thing to play a song or something? Like, I'm not sure how this is going to work out, but we'll see. I'm not sure when the concert is, but I thought it was interesting, and I think it's, as you said, right now it might be a bit weird, but there's probably something there. He's onto something. We just have to figure out what it is. But for now, I'm curious. He piqued
Yeah,
my
me too. I think it's a really interesting experiment, and what if the AI does a really good job?
Have you seen the
Yeah.
video?
No.
I think it's on TikTok from his own
I
account.
think I saw it on TikTok. I'm never on TikTok usually, but
but I think it's on his TikTok account or Instagram account, where you can see how it works, like how well it works. It's pretty impressive. It's also where he announces the concert itself, so you could check it out if you want. Then let's go to the community questions, because a few weeks ago, a few weeks ago, there were a few questions about an episode that we recorded. And one of the questions was aimed at Ralph, which was, you mentioned that you were also open to work with like unfamiliar names, so smaller artist names. Why do you laugh? Ralph, dude.
Yeah, unbelievable.
The mic?
Again.
Ralph, fix your internet, man. Come on.
No, it's not his internet. It's his mic.
It's the mic. Yeah. Damn. Can you hear me?
Yeah,
we can hear
you
you.
can. I can hear you. Just keep it like this.
Can you turn it down a little bit, because you're very loud in my
Like this?
screen.
Because it's now recording in my this one here.
Yeah, it's fine. It's just pretty thin, but it's okay. Okay, so you mentioned that you also are open to work with unfamiliar names, and it's also what we talked about in the beginning of this episode. Like, as long as you deliver a good ID, you guys are open to work with someone.
Mm-hmm.
And he said, how would he like to be approached about a collab from an unknown artist? Is it best to just send a demo or not say anything? Or should you write an email that you'd love to collab with him on the track? I'm curious if asking a collab would be annoying.
Just short, like, hey, dude, like your stuff and I would like to collaborate.
So no
My
life
name is
story.
Chantal, and have a nice day.
You just send it. Just send it on
Yeah.
Send
an
it.
email.
And I
on
listened
an
to quite a
email.
lot of the stuff coming in the...
Ralph, can you turn your mic down, or is it only loud in my screen? You're very
Yeah.
loud.
I think it's loud at yours.
Okay. Well, then continue.
I can do it like this. Hello, hello, hello. Hello?
No change.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah,
Hello?
just whatever. Continue. It's fine.
No, but and just collab proposal in the subject, and then it'll be fine. I listened to quite a lot of shit, but you know what's hard?
Why is Joey laughing now?
I
Because he
listened to
said the
why are
quite
word
a
you
lot of
shit.
laughing?
shit, he said.
Huh?
I listened to quite a lot of shit.
Yeah, stuff. I don't know.
Just send your shitty music
I listened to
Ralph.
quite a lot of music in my inbox, and but for us, our release schedule is pretty full. So if we want to jump on something, we have to be really picky. So stuff that's above decent or actually pretty good is stuff we would still pass on. Then I have the option to either respond or not to respond. And usually I don't respond to that stuff. I sometimes do, but yeah, sometimes still get people's hopes up, or they ask, what can I change? Or this and that. And yeah, nothing. It's just not good enough for us to jump upon, but it's still a good track, which is perfectly fine for somebody else maybe. But it's mainly because we really have to be picky, because we have just so much in the release schedule already. And that's it. So yeah.
It's really a good idea, could be the only thing you need, but it does need to fit everything else.
Yeah, it's really depends on a lot of factors. And so yeah, you probably will get a no. Yeah.
Okay.
But you never know. It happened before, and it's just something, also time and place, that kind of stuff.
Okay. The other question is for Jay. If an artist signs a few tracks to major labels like Spin-In and Stamped and stuff, and he is looking to start collaborating with bigger artists, but he doesn't know anyone in the industry yet, what advice would you give him to do that?
Just send DMs and emails. Try to find those emails. Try to find Instagram. Just DM your favorite artist or people you want to collab with. Small chance they see it, but hey, it is a small chance, so you never know. And what I always really advise is you need other producers in your community. And this is the thing, like, they don't need to be huge, they don't need to be famous, they don't even need to have releases, but you need to have people around you that you can send your music around to. Build your own little community. That way you get to know other producers, singers, songwriters. You work with them, and from there, if you focus on that and focus on working with producers you like, you will build that community and that will get bigger, and then someone somewhere knows someone that does have releases or is a bigger artist, and it can go really fast, it can go really slow. It just, you need a bit of luck, you need a bit of like the right timing, but you can't really plan that. But I always, every time I realize I'm like trying to aim, yeah, it's trying to aim for the biggest artist to collab with, you're not gonna get much back. But if I slowly but surely build a bit of a community around me and like other guys that have the same passion and ideas about making music, you build that small community way faster, and your connections grow. Yeah, then I think go from there.
So it's more about just taking the leap, and same as with the demos, just take the leap, send the message.
Always send it. Yeah,
Yeah.
just send it, but don't also just forget about it, like just send it and that's it. Don't linger too much on, let's say you want to collab with Bassjackers. They're notoriously hard to reach. They are very arrogant. Ralph even said on a podcast, yeah, I just don't reply. No, but you just send the email to Bassjackers, forget about it, just go on, send it to other artists as well. Or work on your next track, but don't linger too much, because you're gonna lose time and energy on like, oh, is he gonna reply? Oh, I waited 2 months. Yeah, but you, in those 2 months, maybe some other artist would have loved that track and you could have had a release planned. So it's a bit like, just send, but also don't linger too much on it, I guess.
And also that struggle never ends, because we send out our music to other people as well, which we want to collaborate with, and then we ask ourselves, why are they not answering? Or, this is fucking dope,
And
man.
labels
not-
say no, and it still hurts just as much as when I just started. It's just the labels saying no. At least some labels you will get a reply. That's the big advantage of like, let's say, being an established name.
Mhm.
but you just get as many no's. It really hurts.
It
But
doesn't.
yeah,
It doesn't stop.
it doesn't stop. No,
The hurting never stops.
No, that's
No.
life.
Life is pain.
Yeah,
We need a lot of hugs.
exactly.
Yeah, if you see us at the show, send
Hug
hugs.
us.
Hug us.
That will
yeah.
help.
Exactly. One last question, not directed to a specific person, but feel free to pick it up.
Joey.
When you have your first release in bigger labels, what would be the next step besides trying to get more songs signed there? Like, how should the artist take advantage of that release?
Good question.
You
Because
should
guess
just
that-
go
yeah,
plan
I
in
guess-
the next one. Think to show some loyalty for the label that granted you the opportunity, or the DJ that gave you a chance, and try to just you should release music right away.
Yeah, I think you don't overthink it. As in, it's not like, okay, you might have built some momentum because of that release, or you might have built some advantage because of that release. But what most artists forget about in times like that is that they lose focus and stop releasing and stop losing the consistency.
momentum, yeah.
Because the consistency is what keeps the momentum going. And I always take Chainsmokers as an example. When they released, was it Paris, right? The big one?
No,
I think it was Paris. Yeah.
no, before.
Oh no, it was like
Roses. You had Roses was
no,
pretty
yeah,
big.
before that. Oh, holy shit!
Selfie.
Which one was it?
Selfie, yeah. And you had
Chainsmokers.
Kanye.
Closer.
Roses was really big.
Closer. That was the one.
Closer came after, yeah. That one was huge
So
also.
when Closer dropped, that was like the big hit for them. They obviously had Selfie, and which was a pretty industry hit, but Closer
Dude,
brought them to a
Roses
world
was really
stage.
big as well, huh?
Yeah, Rose was pretty big as well, but still pretty niche. You know, not
It
the
was
world.
insane. It's what Coldplay wanted. I just want something just like this, and that's about Roses. Chris Martin said, I want something just like this, and he pointed at Roses.
Okay, so
True story.
they built
I don't know.
momentum by keep releasing songs, and then the big hit came. If it was Roses or Closer or whatever, they kept going.
Roses.
They kept releasing songs, and I once read about an article from their manager who said that was their strategy as well. Like, it doesn't matter what happens with the song, if it blows up, if it doesn't, we're going to keep releasing a song every month. And I think that gave them a lot of headwind at that time, because they just keep going, and every song they pushed out became even bigger and got more attention. So I think it's more about, I don't think there's like a perfect strategy or a perfect time to take advantage. I think it's more about keep going than it is about
definitely
taking advantage from a certain moment in your career.
keep going, and
Usually
also realize.
oh, sorry,
Yeah.
Job.
Realize that no one knows exactly what the best next step is, but there needs to be a next step. So you need to just do something at least. So you have a release with a big label. After that, go for that next release. Don't just sit and wait because you're not sure what to do. That's the worst option, probably.
Yeah.
But we gotta recognize or acknowledge it's hard. Look at Own Boss, who had Move Your Body, which was a big hit, but it was so specific. What's wrong?
It's just
fuck you guys.
Stupid teenage. My stupid teenage brain is just.
It's hard.
We gotta acknowledge it's hard.
Dude, is that the level? Man.
Yeah.
People, this is my last podcast.
This was it.
Sub me for Danik. I'm done with this shit. Nice having you back, Jopke.
Yeah, level is back where it was. We did our best.
Yeah.
But anyway,
I'm not going to talk about the subject anymore.
No, but anyway,
I'm pissed.
I'm gonna end it here. It's enough.
You're not even
No!
curious of what I had about. Oh man,
No.
fuck you too, man.
Something
Like-
about own boss?
It's your stupid blouse.
Be my own. Yeah. No, I have to go. I have to go to Breda again to give a workshop for 15 DJs about mental health
Oh.
in the old studios of Fedde Le Grand. Have you ever been there?
Nope.
No? Oh, it's nice. It's I'm not sure if it's in the new or in the old building. I have to check, but I have to go to Breda, so don't want to be late.
Right, it was very nice, guys. Bye.
Good talk.
Ralph is being ignored. Thanks,
Let's
Ralph.
do this again.
Fix your mic again. And see you guys next week. And Jay, try to ask that person for the podcast if you want.
Yes.
Teaser.
Will do.
Okay? We'll see if they're interested.
Awesome.
Cool. Bye. Oh, by the way, if you're not a member of our Discord yet, make sure to join us. And you can talk crap with us all day long. No, it's almost 500 DJs, artists in there, talking about music and music related topics there. So feel free to join. The links are in the descriptions. Hope to see you there, and we'll see you guys next week.